The bottom section of the Rumen8 window covers all the costs, income, efficiencies and margin values for the current diet. So this section down here gives you a good idea of how well the diet is performing financially and some idea of its efficiency. Now all of the values down here rely on you having the feed costs and the milk payment price up to date. So once you've got your diet in, it's a good idea to just go to the feed cost tab, run your eye over the values here and make sure that they're all up to date, and just double check that the milk payment is set to the correct price. Now the first column covers feed costs. It shows you what the diet's costing in total on a dollars per tonne basis. So this diet's costing us $180 a tonne. It shows you what the ME in the diet is costing. So the energy that the cow's getting is costing us 1.6 cents per megajoule. The third line tells us about the cost of the protein in the diet. It's costing us $1.03 to deliver each kilogram of crude protein to the cow. And then lastly, it shows you the total price of feeding the cow. So with this current diet is costing us $3.41 per cow per day to be fed. The second column just shows you a range of ways of looking at your milk income price. The first one's pretty self-explanatory. It's how much you're getting paid per dollar per litre of milk. The second one is dollars per kilogram of energy corrected milk. Now up on the animal tab you can see that we present production as energy corrected milk here. Now this is, if we put the tooltip on there, you can see that this is milk to the international standard of 4% fat and 3.3% protein. So whilst we're producing 25 litres of milk from our cow and it's 3.8% fat and 3.1% protein, once we correct that to the international standard, we're actually only producing 24.2 kilograms per day. And given that, we're getting paid 47 cents per each of those kilograms of energy corrected milk. So it lets you make comparisons between different cow production levels on an equal basis. The third parameter is how many dollars per kilogram we're getting for each kilo of milk solids, and then lastly, how many dollars of income we're getting per cow per day. So we're generating $11.25 from each cow after feeding her $3.41 worth of feed. The third column gives you a couple of parameters to give you an idea of how efficient the cows are performing. The first line is how many kilograms of energy corrected milk we're getting per kilogram of feed fed to the cow. So in this instance we're getting 1.3 kilograms of energy corrected milk for every kilogram of feed we give the cow, or we're getting 91 grams of milk solids for every kilogram of feed we give the cow. On a dollars basis, that means we get $3.30 milk income for every dollar we spend on feed. And that's just this $11.25 milk income divided by $3.41 spent feeding the cow. Now the last column gives you the margins. The margin for each cow is simply milk income minus feed costs. So $11.25 minus $3.41 is equal to the $7.84. The margin for the herd is just the cow, dollars per cow per day, multiplied by the number of cows in the herd up here. So we can see we've got 200 cows in the herd, so that's $7.84 times by 200. And if you put this back to a normal value of 1, you can see it's generating approximately the same value. The last line gives you an idea of what your feed costs are as a percent of your income. So in this case, we're spending 30% of our milk income on feed. Now the last value down here in the bottom strip here has got nothing to do with finances and performance. It's just another place to adjust the milk yield. So this value here lets you adjust this value here, how much milk our cow is producing. And you can do it in both places. And it does exactly the same thing. It just means that when you're working on other tabs and looking at the diet and you want to fine-tune the milk yield, you can do it here without constantly hopping back to the animal tab to make an adjustment and then going back to the diet detail tab or the diet tab.